Today I'll talk about statistical distributions which are continuous in nature. So these are theoretical distributions. First I'll talk about continuous uniform distribution. Continuous uniform distribution is for a continuous random variable with probability density function which assumes a constant value over a finite interval. It is also known as rectangular distribution, and the probability is restricted to finite interval, usually taken as a and b. This is the probability density function of uniform distribution, which is rectangular shape. The frequency for any value between a and b is 1 divided by b minus a, and it is constant for the interval. This is cumulative density function of uniform distribution. Uh, how we derive the frequency as 1 divided by b minus a? This is because for a rectangle, the area is given by the length multiplied by breadth, and the length was the b minus a, and the height was fx. So multiplication, and we equate it to 1 because the area under the curve is 1. So we get frequency as 1 divided by b minus a. The mean is given as b plus a by 2, and variance is given as uh, square of b minus a divided by 12. Median is same as mean, and mode is any value between a and b. Kurtosis is minus 6 by 5. And since the probability density function is symmetric curve, so the skewness is 0. This is an example of continuous uniform distribution. It is given as that thickness of a protective coating applied to a conductor designed to work in corrosive conditions follow a uniform distribution over the interval 10 and 20 microns. And the question is find the mean standard deviation cumulative density function of the thickness of protective coating. The second is also find the probability that coating is less than 15 micron in thickness. So the interval given here are 10 micron and 20 micron. The expectation, we calculate it as 15, and the variance is 8.33, and standard deviation is 2.9. So for probability of its thickness less than 15, we calculate cumulative density function for x is less than or equal to 15, which comes out to be 0.5. Next is normal distribution. If a frequency polygon of any data is bell-shaped, symmetric curve, then it is said to be normally distributed data. For any normally distributed data, mean, median, and mode coincide. This is the probability density function of normal distribution. This is the formula for probability density function. This is cumulative density function for normal distribution. Then these are the features of normal distribution. The first is that mean, median, and mode coincide. They are equal. Skewness is 0 because the curve is symmetric. And there are these important features. The amount of data which is bound by certain limits. So for one SD limits, we have 68% of data, and in between two standard deviation limits, we have 95% of data. So these are the features of normal distribution. The boundaries on either side of mean, one standard deviation, there is 68.27% data, and two standard deviations on either side of mean, there is 95.45 percentage of data, and within three standard deviations, there is 99.73% of data. Now we go on to concept of standard normal distribution and standard normal deviate. So standard normal deviate is the deviation of an observation from mean in terms of standard deviation, of course, of a normally distributed data. So it is given as z is equal to the observation minus mean divided by standard deviation. And if you calculate mean of all the Z scores, it is also known as Z score of all the Z scores. If you calculate mean, it will be equal to 0 and the standard deviation will be 1. Now, this is the data, is a hypothetical data which is given here, and we need to calculate the Z score of the data. And the third column here uh, shows Z score of our data. And if you see that the total number of observations are 15 and the mean of Z score is 0. Standard deviation is 1. So, of a perfectly normally distributed data, distribution of standard normal deviate is akin to standard normal distribution. So, what is standard normal distribution? This we will see. So, for any data which is normally distributed, we can calculate the Z scores, and then the resulting distribution of Z score will be standard normal distribution. This is very important because there are utilities of standard normal distribution, and the various probabilities of standard normal distribution are tabulated in almost all of the textbooks of statistics. So we have the probabilities available. So what are the features of standard normal distribution? Again, it is a normal distribution. Its mean is 0, standard deviation is 1, and skewness is 0. What are the utilities of standard normal distribution? It is used to find percentage of cases beyond either side of a particular value. So if this is our value, this red line is our value, what percentage of data is on right side of this value and what percentage of data on left side of this value? Similarly, to find a particular value with a fixed number of cases lesser than or more than that value, also to find percentage of cases between two particular values. The standard normal distribution is also used for Z-test, and Z-test is used for testing of hypothesis to compare two means and testing of hypothesis to compare two proportions, and also for testing of correlation coefficient for large N. Then we go on to students T distribution. A statistical distribution published by William Gossett and his employer wanted him to publish under the pseudonym of student. So it is given by this. Uh, Now, this is the probability density function of student T distribution. Student T distribution depend on a parameter known as degree of freedom, and the shape of the curve depend on degree of freedom. So these are the various shapes of probability density function of students T distribution for various degrees of freedom. This is the cumulative density function, which of course depend on the degree of freedom. What are the features of student T distribution? It's skewness is 0, and variance is given as this, and kurtosis is given by this. So although the curve is symmetric, it has a kurtosis. So what are the utilities of student T distribution? The utilities are same as that of standard normal distribution, which we have considered just now previously, but for a smaller sample size. So utilities are very similar to that of standard normal distribution for a cases with smaller sample size. Next, we go on to exponential distribution. Uh, The exponential distribution, which is also known as negative exponential distribution, is a probability distribution that describes the time in between events in Poisson process. We have seen Poisson distribution in our previous lecture on discrete statistical distributions. So for Poisson process, the distribution of time is given by exponential distribution. It is a continuous analog of geometric distribution, which we have seen before. And the important property of exponential distribution is that it is a memoryless distribution. So, by memoryless distribution, we mean that probability that t is more than s plus t, subject to that t is more than s, is equal to probability of t is more than t. This is in the mathematical form, the feature of memoryless. And In simpler words, for example, if event has not occurred after 30 seconds, the conditional probability that occurrence will take at least 10 more seconds is equal to the unconditional probability of observing the event more than 10 seconds relative to initial time. This is the same thing as shown here in simpler terms. So, the exponential distribution and the geometric distributions are the only memory-less probability distributions. And the exponential distribution have a continuous failure rate. This is the probability density function of exponential distribution. It depends on one parameter, which is known as lambda. So for various values of lambda, these are the shapes of exponential distribution. What are the properties? Properties is that uh, PDF is given by this as shown. Cumulative density function is given as 1 minus e raised to the power minus lambda t, and mean is given by 1 by lambda. Median is given by natural logarithm of 2 divided by lambda. Mode is 0, and variance is given by 1 divided by lambda square. So this is the application, an example of application of exponential distribution if job arrive every 15 seconds on average. So every 15 seconds means lambda is 4 per minute. What is the probability of waiting less than or equal to 30 seconds? So uh, for waiting less than or equal to 30 seconds, we use cumulative density function formula for exponential distribution for t less than or equal to zero point 0.5, and we use this formula to get probability as 0.86. This is another example. Accident occurs with a Poisson distribution at an average of 4 per week. So lambda is 4. Calculate the probability of more than 5 accidents in any week. So for this, calculating the probability of more than 5 accidents, we use the formula for Poisson distribution, and we get the probability. And for second question, what is the probability that at least 2 weeks will elapse between accidents? Here the time is in question, so we use exponential distribution and we get the probability here. Then comes Weibull distribution. Weibull distribution is one of the continuous distribution which is used in medical statistics and econometrics. It can be either a 3-parameter distribution or a 2-parameter distribution or 1-parameter distribution. It is used to model machine failure. This is the probability density function and the shape of the Weibull distribution, 2-parameter. The 2-parameter being lambda, and which is known as scale parameter, and k, which is known as slope parameter. So these are the various values of lambda and k on which the shape of Weibull distribution depend. This is the cumulative density function of Weibull distribution, 2-parameter. This is the hazard function which is used to model machine failure using the Weibull distribution 2-parameter. We can see that for a slope of less than 1, there is failure rate which is gradually reducing. And for slope more than 1, the failure rate is increasing. And for slope of equal to 1, the failure rate is constant. So this can be used in modeling the machine failure. And relation to other distributions, if k is equal to 1, Weibull distribution is similar to exponential distribution. If k is equal to 2 and lambda is equal to square root of 2 sigma, then Weibull distribution is akin to Rayleigh distribution. Then we come on to chi-square distribution. We will study chi-square distribution and F distribution very briefly. Chi-square distribution depend on one parameter, and that is known as degree of freedom. This is the probability density function, and this is the shape of chi-square distribution which depend on degree of freedom. This is the cumulative density function of chi-square distribution. What is the application of chi-square distribution? Chi-square distribution is used for testing of hypotheses involving nominal or ordinal data, for measure of association, and for measure of goodness of fit. Then finally, we come on to F distribution. So F distribution is a right skewed distribution. It is not symmetric distribution. It is a ratio of two chi-square distributions, and it depends on two parameters, and those are degree of freedom 1 and degree of freedom 2. This is the probability density function of F distribution, which depends on these two parameters, first degree of freedom and second degree of freedom. This is the cumulative density function of F distribution, and this is the application of F distribution. F distribution is used in F test to assess the significance of difference between two variants, and also in analysis of variance, that is in ANOVA and MANOVA. So these are some of the continuous statistical distributions. We have studied them very briefly, especially we have studied the applied aspect of the continuous distributions. Thank you.